Good morning, this is Richard Earp. The purpose of this YouTube video is to show you how to set up a project summary report in Vision 6.2. So I want to start from the very beginning. I'm going to double click on Vision here on my desktop. That's going to open up our standard, it's going to open up our sign-on screen. There we go, logged on. Now this is what we call the dashboard. This is the main screen you get to with Vision, and from this screen you probably already have experience here. On the left side of the screen there are some applications within Vision. One is time and expenses, or time and expense. You can click on that and you get your timesheet, and there's my timesheet that's partially done here. But we're going to set up projects today, so I want to go back to my dashboard. Click this dashboard button at the top of the screen, and then over here on the left again, on the dashboard, this is the reporting tab. We're going to create project reports that are going to appear over here on in this reporting dashboard, I believe is what it's called. So to do reporting over here under, we're not going to go to time and expense. We're going to go into the reporting tab, and we're going to press project reporting. And under project reporting, we are going to select the project summary report. And what this is, the project summary. So project summary is down here. And this is a project summary report, and it has, click on project summary first. Then the next thing that we're going to want to do is customize it, because it already has a lot of the defaults selected in just a standard project summary report. But we're going to have to refine the options some. So the way we do that is we click in this tab, the next tab to the right, and it's called an options menu. So this is in the options column, and we get this little thing with 3 dots at the bottom. So we're going to click on that, and that's going to open up our options menu. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to click through here, and I'm going to make some recommendations on how to set up your reports so that they all look the same, and that hopefully they produce useful information. So this is the project summary little window here, and there's tabs along the top. So we're going to go through each one of these tabs, and I'm going to show you what I recommend that you select. So in this first general tab, the stuff at the top is fine. I'm going to select unposted labor. I'm also going to check show budgeted balance when no budget, and print final totals. Over here on the right, drill down. I could explain that a little bit more in a few minutes, but essentially in the project report it's going to say, for instance, folks have put 100 hours on their timesheets through the life of the project, or job to date. Some folks have put 100 hours on their timesheets, and this drill down will show you exactly whom has put time on their timesheets and what their comments were, and it'll allow you to drill down into the details of that. So this is fine. We're going to go to the next tab. This is the Activities tab. And we're going to go ahead and we're just going to unclick these. We want to show projects active or not. In this project summary report, it doesn't make much difference because we're going to select active ones. But anyway, I'm going to unselect those. The Expenses tab, I'm going to click on all of the boxes so that any potential expenses will show up in my report. The fourth tab here is the Sorting and Grouping tab. It's good the way it is in the default. I want to sort by project number, which is the first checkbox, and then phase number, which is the second checkbox. Which columns I want to select? Here's where it gets a little bit tricky, but I'm going to make it clear. The first thing I want to do is I want to unclick all of the default items that are checked. I want to uncheck all the items that are checked. So all the items are unchecked. I want to click on the column name button, and what that's going to do is it's going to alphabetize all of the potential columns that we're going to add by putting checkboxes over here on the left. And I want to do this, I'm going to show you which columns to select, the ones that I recommend. So I'm going to start with budgeted hours. Click that one. I want job to date hours. So I'm going to scroll down here for job to date hours. Click that one. Current hours back here. Balance of hours. balance hours there. Budgeted amount. I'm going to click there. Job to date amount. I'm going to click there. Current amount. I'm going to click there. And balance amount. Balance amount. All right, now I'm going to, by clicking on this thing up at the top where it says I'm going to sort by the ones that are checked or unchecked. I'm going to sort by the ones that are checked to get them all up here at the top. And then I'm going to organize them in the order that I want. I want to start with budgeted hours first. So I'm going to click on that row, and you can see this little triangle thing. It's pointed to budgeted hours. And then I'm going to press these green arrows. I'm going to move that to the top. So I want budgeted hours first, job to date hours second, current hours next, balance hours fourth. In the fifth slot, I want budgeted amount. Budgeted amount. And then I want job to date amount. And then current amount. So that's the order I want them in. I have budgeted hours, job to date hours, current hours, balance hours, budgeted hours, job to date amount, current amount, and balance amount. That's what I need to do in this columns tab. In the graph tab, I'm going to create a graph for you very quickly, show you how that works. We're going to show the graph at the top of our report. This is fine, bar, type, labels, none. I'm going to, on the y-axis, I'm going to call the report hours summary. The data that I want displayed is, I'm going to display hours. So I'm going to display budgeted hours, and then I want to add to the series. I want to look at budgeted hours. I also want to look at job to date hours, and then lastly, I'd like to also look at the current hours, just to get a good snapshot of where we are. Current hours. All the standard format stuff is the same. I don't make any changes to the layout tab, so I'm going to hit apply down here. You can only graph on columns that have been selected for the report. Let's see. Budgeted hour. Oh, hang on, I must have selected the wrong one here. I tried to get current hours. I got the wrong one. All right, so we're going to apply that. All right, and you see project summary, and then it sees that we've got some options selected here. And now we need to select a project. It's really easiest to do one project at a time, and there's a couple of different ways to enter in a project. I'll show you one of the ways. Actually, you can just enter the project number here if you want to, which is one way, 1659-004, and then I'll just click on the one next to it, and it pulled up the right project. So we've got Melbourne Grand. And we can click this magnifying glass. There's other ways to search for projects. For instance, we could say we want to search the by name. Let's say project name, project long name, and we want to search for actually project long name, and then over here search. I'm going to click this magnifying glass again. Project long name is at the top. I'm looking for Melbourne projects. Search. There's my Melbourne TMDL grant support. That's the one I want for this project, so I'm going to select it, and then I'm going to apply. So now what we want to do is we want to hit organize favorites. Again, we're clicked on the project summary. That's the one that we've just modified, and it's got the little, it's the selected row here. So we're going to click organize favorites, and we're going to type this in as Melbourne. I've got a lot of examples here, but so let's call this one Melbourne test template. So we're going to save it as Melbourne text, or Melbourne test template. All right, well, I want to look at another Melbourne project, not just that one. I want another report that's similar, but it's for a different project. So another project that I'm interested in is I can just type the project number in here, 1-1659. Let's type in a different project altogether. Let's type in 2-0739-006. And again, oh good, Southwest Ranches, 20 acres, that's the other project. So we're going to click the Organize Favorites button. Again, we have the same option selected, we just chose a different project here under Selection. So I'm going to hit or click on Organize Favorites, and I'm going to call this one Southwest Ranch Test Template. So save that. So now I've created two different projects, or two different summary reports for two different projects. And I've saved them. So now what I want to do is I want to go back to the dashboard. This is where I start. Again, to get to this screen, all we do is sign on to Deltek and enter our password, or we can click Dashboard. And then the ones that I've just added, here we have Melbourne Test Template and Southwest Ranches Test Template. So we'll click on let's do the Melbourne Test Template. So we're going to click on that, and it's going to generate a report that is going to summarize the Melbourne project, again, for hours and the associated fees that are based on our timesheets, or folks entering time on timesheets. Sometimes the scale over here on the project summary, it throws me off a little, so because these look very different, all these numbers, but they're not very different. For instance, our total budgeted hours is 180, and we're at 171, but because of this axis is a little skewed. Anyway, and I need to finish because I got to have it under 15 minutes. Oh, so drill down. If I want to look at the current hours and who is billing to the project, so I can make sure I keep my make sure I know who's billing to my project. I can look at let's see, this appears to be arranged by person, so we can see, you know, all the folks who have put time on the project and what their comments are. There's multiple pages. We can go to the last page here, and that will show us what you know, how the 171.25, you know, where those hours came from, and when, and from whom. All right, so we're going to close that report. Let's see, what else we're going to do. We're going to close that report. So what we want to do is in this reporting window, we want to set up one of these project summaries for each one of our projects. So when we come in the morning, we can just click on each one. Here's a Southwest Ranch, and it's going to just print out a summary report, or generate a summary report for me that I could print. And there we go. And here are different. This one's broken down into tasks, so we can see the different tasks and the the budgeted hours. Here we've got this one of those. We've got 33 hours budgeted, but we've got job to date 39 hours in the project. Current hours are 5.25, so if we want to know where those came from, we can click on it, and it should tell us where those hours came from. So it looks like Brian has put some time in, and Laura has put some time in, and again, here's the dates, and here are their comments. So that helps you keep a handle on your project. So I hope that helps. Thanks very much, and have a great day.